Hello everyone, and welcome to part 2 of our TrueView Performance Training Series. My name is Bert Lamar, and I'm an agency training lead here at Google. The goal of today's session is to build upon what we covered during last week's session, TrueView Performance Foundational Learning. Now don't worry if you missed it. We recorded the session and it's now available on our Google Partners website. Okay, now let's get started. We'll begin with a little housekeeping before we dive into the learning objectives for today's session. First, I'd like to remind everyone that this Hangout is being recorded, so you will have access to it following today's session. I also encourage you to submit questions or comments. In order to do so, first make sure you've clicked Yes, you are attending. Next, locate the Say Something field directly under the presentation window and type your questions or comments there. We also kindly ask that you complete a post-training survey as soon as the session is complete. Your feedback is very important to us. We value your input and use it to improve our trainings. Now let's review our learning objectives for today. By the end of this training, you should be able to execute some advanced campaign optimization techniques to better meet your client's goals, more accurately measure the performance of your client's TrueView campaigns, and cite some examples of advertisers using TrueView to drive performance. Next, we'll take a look at the specific topics that we'll cover during today's session. During part 1, I demonstrated the steps for creating a new TrueView campaign. Today, we'll start off with a deeper dive into some more advanced campaign setup and optimization features. Next, we'll take a look at how you can accurately measure the performance of your client's TrueView campaigns using YouTube Analytics. And we'll conclude with a look at some TrueView case studies and a review of some key takeaways from today's session. Alright, it's time now to launch into our first topic, Advanced Campaign Optimization. Alright, I'll get started by selecting the Add a Campaign button, followed by Online Video. That's going to take me to the Create New Video Campaign page. Now I can enter a campaign name, but I'm just going to keep the default that was provided to me, campaign number 34, though I will enter a daily budget of $30. Now here beneath the budget field, you'll see the first advanced campaign setup feature, delivery method. You can see that by default, standard is selected, so ads will show evenly over time. However, there may be some instances in which it's beneficial to enable accelerated delivery. One example might be if you discover that you're bidding too high and you want to lower your bid price. Enabling accelerated delivery may help you to maximize the lower CPVs that you're receiving. Alright, now we'll scroll down the page to the advanced settings. You notice that I'm going to forego the option to select a video at this time. That's because I demoed that during last week's session, TrueView Performance Foundational Learning. Alright, now the first advanced setting is scheduling. I'll go ahead and expand that. This allows you to set a start and end date for your campaign, but as you can see, the default is none. So ads are set to show on all days and hours. Now right below scheduling we have ad delivery. Now this is where you can change the ad rotation and frequency capping based on your client's campaign objectives. The default option for ad rotation is optimized for views, which will show the ads expected to provide more views. But let's say your client's trying to increase conversions. You may want to select option 2, which will show those ads expected to provide more conversions. Or you can rotate through your ads more evenly by selecting option 3. Now the default for frequency capping is no cap on impressions, but you can adjust this setting by selecting option 2 and entering a number of impressions per day, week, or month. Next, we have device targeting. By default, video ads will show on all types of devices, but this too can be customized by selecting advanced mobile and tablet options. Here, I can choose to target by operating system, device models, or even carriers and viewers using Wi-Fi. This is also the section where you would add a mobile bid adjustment. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and select Save and Continue. Alright, so now we're on the Select Targeting page. As I mentioned in part 1, video campaigns don't use ad groups. They use targeting groups instead. Any new ads use the targeting method selected for all of the campaign's targeting groups. Now this is the default option, but I'll demonstrate in a few minutes how this could be changed. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and enter a max CPV of 50 cents. All right, and then I'm going to scroll down to targeting. Now I mentioned during part 1 that when you first launch a TrueView campaign, you want to try out all possible targeting options that might allow you to reach your target audience. However, after your campaign's been running for a little while, say about a week, you should be able to measure what's working and what's not and fine-tune your targeting methods accordingly. Get rid of the topics, interest categories, or contextual keywords that aren't working for you and focus on the ones that are driving views, expanding the similar ones if available. Alright, now let's take a look at some advanced targeting options. For starters, we have placements. One important optimization technique to consider is adding placement exclusions so that your ad isn't showing on irrelevant videos or sites. If you're running an in-display campaign, try out all types of targeting available to this ad format, and after say 4 to 7 days of the campaign running, check the placements where your ad has been shown. Add the placements driving the most views to a new campaign doing placement targeting only. Alright, now next is remarketing. Video remarketing is a powerful tool that takes viewers' activity on your YouTube channel to create highly specific lists to retarget your ads to. After linking your YouTube account to your AdWords account, you can create these lists based on various ways people interact with your videos, such as watching a video, subscribing to your channel, or even liking. Now, beneath remarketing is content keywords. These work just like contextual targeting on the greater Google Display Network, but apply only to videos on the entire network, which includes YouTube videos. Alright, and although it's not considered an advanced option, I want to mention one optimization tip regarding search keywords. It's important to remember that YouTube search keyword targeting is the only targeting option available for the in-search ad format, and you'll get metrics at a keyword level. So pause all the ones not driving views and identify the best performing ones so you can add similar terms to your keyword list. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and save my targeting group. Okay, so now we're going to select a different campaign, one that I created earlier and added a video to. In order to edit a video, you simply select the checkbox adjacent to the video name, then select the pen icon. This will direct you to the Edit Ad page, where you'll find some more advanced options you can use to optimize your campaign. I'm going to scroll down here and select Advanced Ad Attributes. Now this reveals two sections. The first is an option group that allows you to choose whether you want the channel page or watch page to be the YouTube landing page for your ad. The next section is where you would choose an image file to display as a companion banner or on your in-stream ads. Now, you should always use the 300 by 60 optional companion banner to get more brand exposure and increase the chances of getting a click-through. Remember, the companion banner will sit on the right corner of the watch page even after your pre-roll ad has ended. Then, at the very bottom of the page, you can see where you can change which targeting groups this ad is enabled for. You can see here that I currently have only one targeting group, and that the ad is by default enabled for the group. To change this, you just simply select the adjacent edit link. Alright, the next optimization technique we're going to review is exclusions. While casting a wide net is certainly a best practice, if you're pretty sure your ad isn't relevant to a particular topic or demographic, consider adding it as an exclusion at the campaign level in your account. This can be particularly useful when your video is most relevant to a specific demographic and you want to target certain topics but exclude some viewers. Alright, here's how. Cancel out of here. Select the Targets tab. Scroll down to the bottom and select Negative Targets. On the left, you have targeting group level exclusions, while on the right, you'll find campaign level exclusions. You notice that by default, adult content and content not yet rated are selected, but to choose additional exclusions, just select the Add Negative Target button and select the type of exclusion you wish to add. Like so. Here's a list of all the campaign level exclusions that I can add, such as negative demographics. Okay, now let's move on to our next topic. Measuring performance with YouTube Analytics. You can track online video viewership using YouTube Analytics. YouTube Analytics provides video-level data that helps you understand your audience. The who, what, when, where, and how people came to watch your videos. The best way to optimize your campaigns is by measuring and analyzing. Okay, let's drill down into some of the insights you can obtain with YouTube Analytics. One of the key metrics that YouTube Analytics provides is viewership. Understanding your repeat viewers enables you to more confidently create content they'll love and come back for time and time again. Viewership reports can help you to determine if the current age, gender, and location of your viewers match up with your ideal target audience. If not, you may consider recrafting your content and promotion strategies to attract the audiences you want most. Now, some key viewership reports include subscriber views. This is for web only. This filters reports to display just subscriber data from web users. Another is demographics. This provides directional insights into audience age and gender. And geography, which shows which countries your viewers are from. Now, another important insight you can obtain through YouTube Analytics is knowing where viewers are finding your videos. Understand which traffic sources and playback locations drive the most views to your content and look at the associated watch time for each source. Sources that drive a disproportionately high amount of watch time indicate an engaged audience. This metric should influence your blog outreach and social media strategy. Now, some uses for this report include examining the embedded player on other websites report under playback locations to learn which sites are promoting your content. Consider reaching out to these sites for cross promotions and collaborations. You can also select the Show Subscribers Only checkbox on the Traffic Sources report to see viewership trends from your channel subscribers. And check the average view duration column on all traffic reports to determine which sources are driving viewership with the highest view duration. This is a great indicator of viewership quality. Next, know what makes viewers come and go. Understanding how audiences interact with your content can help uncover invaluable patterns and empower you to create more engaging content. Videos with low audience retention rates are far less likely to be surfaced in search and suggested placements on YouTube. So create a viewing experience that causes audience to watch as much of your video as possible. Do you know why audiences watch certain videos to the end while abandoning others within the first few seconds? Now, some key reports include absolute retention. This shows which parts of your video people are watching and or abandoning, and relative retention. This shows audience engagement compared to other videos of similar length. Now, some sample report uses include a rise in the absolute retention graph means that viewers are rewatching that part of the video. A dip signifies that viewers are skipping forward or abandoning the video altogether. Now, significant dips in absolute retention within the first 5 to 10 seconds can indicate unmet audience expectations. Make sure your thumbnails and titles accurately represent the actual content. Use audience retention patterns to inform possible changes to future content topics, styles, pace, length, and/or packaging. And access average percentage viewed and average view duration for specific videos to identify which content types are most likely to drive high watch time. Next, we'll take a look at some real-world examples of advertisers using TrueView to drive performance. We'll start with the Corcoran Group. The Corcoran Group used YouTube to unveil its new website. Now, their primary goals were to drive awareness of revamped Corcoran.com website, to generate a high number of website views at a low cost, and to promote shareability. Now, their approach was to use YouTube TrueView in-stream, in-display, and in-search across desktop and mobile to engage urbanites looking for homes. They took full advantage of the average urbanite's famous love of their pets by creating a campaign featuring Marcel, a web-savvy French bulldog seeking a new home. Launched in conjunction with its redesigned website, the 30 and 60-second ads showed Marcel browsing the site's listings, finding agents, and reading about neighborhoods. Now, they also complemented their YouTube campaign with local television and taxicab advertising to maximize reach. I actually remember seeing one of these ads when I was riding in a cab in New York City, and I have to admit it was very engaging, definitely got my attention. And they teased the campaign and generated interest on social networks. Now, apparently, Marcel was very, very popular because the results of this campaign were actually quite excellent. They generated 1 million video views in 7 months at a 13-cent cost per view. They also had a 0.85% average click-through rate and generated 6.8 million impressions. All right, let's move on to our next case study, Travel Oklahoma. Now, Travel Oklahoma used TrueView ads to buck tradition and win visitors to their state. Their primary goals were to drive economic impact for Oklahoma, to identify the optimal advertising media mix, and to increase website visitation and pages viewed per visitor. Now, their approach was to divert 20% of their summer campaign budget from television to YouTube TrueView. Now, they evaluated 4 different media combinations: TV only, TrueView only, TV plus TrueView, and a control group. And they tested untapped, high-potential, expensive new markets. Now, let's take a look at their results. TrueView only performed best at 486% year-over-year growth in website visitation. Oklahoma was the #1 state tourism website visitor for that month, and they broke into new markets, which were valuable sources of potential visitors. All right, that completes our topics for today's session. Before we wrap, let's take a look at some key takeaways. When you first launch a TrueView campaign, you want to try out all possible targeting options that might allow you to reach your target audience. However, after your campaign's been running for a little while, say about a week, you should be able to measure what's working and what's not and fine-tune your targeting methods accordingly. You should add placement exclusions so that your ad isn't showing on irrelevant videos or sites. While casting a wide net is certainly a best practice, if you're pretty sure your ad isn't relevant to a particular topic or demographic, consider adding it as an exclusion at the campaign level in your account. Optimization starts with effective measurement, so make extensive use of YouTube Analytics to measure the success of your online video campaigns so you can optimize accordingly and increase your campaign's ROI. All right, that completes our topics for today's session. I'd like to thank you all for coming and to encourage you to complete our survey.